Today, I'm going to be giving you a closer look at this motion-activated strip light. Okay, so right off the bat, the first thing that I will show you is how small it is. On some of the product page pictures, it shows it accurately, but some it does not. Like the one that is a closet picture, it makes it look much larger than it is. As you can see, it is slightly longer than my hand. A tiny little one that you could use in drawers. You could definitely use this in a closet to have some light shining down. It is motion activated, so it's convenient that way, but you'll be looking at using this in a smaller place, and it's not going to light up a whole huge area because of its size. Now I will give you an example of the light that it puts off here in just a minute. So let's turn this over and give you a look at how this works. So the 3M strip is how it fastens onto wherever you want it, and it is already on there. This piece actually pops off. So you'll slide that down. So this is going to be mounted on your wall, on your surface, wherever, and then you'll need to fit this on here and then slide it up in order to lock into place like that. Okay, so you'll be looking at this strip on here and then have to adjust this and put it on. You will need to take this off when you are, you can leave that strip in place, but you will need to take this off when you are changing out your batteries and things like that. I'm going to show you how to insert the batteries. It's not an ideal battery compartment for me. Okay, so I'll show you right here. So you'll just pop these up. I usually do that one at a time. Pop that off for this thin little place here. Okay, now this takes 4 AAA batteries. And as you can see, there's not an individual compartment for each of these. You need to slip them up and line them up. And so sometimes for me, they shift out of place. Now, once I get the case on, they stay in there nicely, but to get them in a nice line is sometimes difficult. So you'll want to put negative side up against this spring, and the positive side should be facing in this direction. There's not really any instructions for that. So the best way for me to do this is to push this back here and then try to line them up neatly while keeping it flat. Okay, so you can see that they pop out. Okay, so if I'm not holding them in place as I do this, they'll kind of pop out and shift. So let's try that again. Okay, so I will pull this one back. Whoops, definitely takes 2 hands to do this, and putting in the batteries is kind of a pain. Okay, because they want to just pop out from that spring. Okay, so if I keep them pushed back and then insert that one, then I can slowly release and they will line up there. But as you can see, some of these still want to pop out here. Okay, there we go. Which I think that the spring may not be in a good place on this bottom one. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to carefully put this on without the batteries shifting. Okay, there we go. Once that's locked in place, you can kind of move this around and shift, and the batteries do stay nicely in place once that back is on. It's just when you're trying to put them on that they sometimes pop out. So it's a little inconvenient that there's not little places to lock. There we go. To lock them into place. Okay, so here's the light that it puts off. Nice little bright light. So if you can imagine that hanging down from your closet or inside a drawer. For a space like a drawer or inside a cabinet, it's really ideal. I have some cabinets in a hallway that's not really like the best lighting to see things, that hanging this at the top would be nice. So it works there. But you're not going to waste your batteries. It is motion activated, so this will only light up when activated by motion. Okay, so don't feel like you're going to be constantly burning through batteries. And honestly, it's not always convenient to change those batteries, so that's a good thing. Okay, so if this is mounted on your wall right here, you're going to line it up so it's in the holes, and then you will just pop that into place like so, and then it's mounted onto your 3M strip. Okay, so this light goes off. I'd say that it stays on and for about a minute, and as long as there's no motion for like a minute, it'll turn off. So I would recommend this one because of its size and its brightness. I don't think it would be a good option for a closet unless it was like a shelf area in a closet that was a little darker underneath. That's just a small area that you'd be lighting, then it would be good. But if you had it like the whole way up on a ceiling in the closet, as you can see like on the table, you can't even see the light until I come right above my camera. So if you had like a shelf that stuck out, and you know how sometimes things are shadowed on shelves, you could definitely put this at the top of the shelf and it would light up that area great. So if you had a closet, I could see myself putting a couple of these just above shelves in the closet to light that up. Otherwise, I think that they're perfect for drawers or cabinets, or anywhere that there's kind of a ledge that has a shadow underneath, that you could put that underneath and just underneath the lip there. And you could even have that so you can't see the light at all because it is pretty thin. You know, it's not bad looking. It's a nice white light. So as far as it being visible, you know, it's not one of those things that you want to hide because it doesn't look nice. So, but I would definitely recommend this in a cabinet or inside a drawer. I believe what my plan is for this one, which I was waiting until I showed you those pieces separately to mount it. But I believe that I'm going to put this inside of a cupboard of mine. That's either, I have one that goes the whole way up to the ceiling, and sometimes it's kind of shadowed based on like where my hall light is. And, there's not a whole lot of natural light when like the bedroom doors are closed and stuff. So, well, when the bedroom doors are closed, there's no natural light. Or I also have one that goes, then I have like a shelf that goes at like waist height down to the floor, cupboards. So this would be nice underneath there so you can see everything that's inside. So they definitely work great inside of cabinets. So I've laid them there but haven't, you know, attached them permanently. And they work great inside of cabinets, great inside of drawers. And then you're not burning through your batteries very quickly because it only turns on when you open up that cabinet and you stick your hand underneath the motion sensor or detect some movement underneath there. That's the only time that it's going to turn on. So that's why it's ideal for places like that. So I really like this. I think it works great. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the way that those batteries go in. I mean, as you can see, it took me like a minute to get them in there, but it made me kind of frustrated. I wish that they were just like separated pieces there that could hold the batteries so that you're not having to keep them in a line while you hold them in place and put them in. But once you get the backing clipped into place, once you get them in there right and get the backing clipped into place, you don't have to worry about the batteries shifting. They stay in there nice, so that's nice. That was a concern of mine that they would easily pop out, but that is not the case with this one. So it's a nice little light, and then you just close that backing and snap this on. So it takes a little getting used to having this on the top there, that you need to put that light into place and then scoot it forward to lock it onto the strip. So you never have to take the strip off. You can leave that strip remaining there, and you just unlock it by clicking it out there and pull it down to change the batteries, and then push it back up and slide it forward in order to lock into place. So that is your little bar motion detector light. This I wouldn't mind having multiple pieces of, so that I could do in various cupboards, and it definitely comes in handy for little small spaces where you just need a little bit of light in tiny storage areas.